ceremony that happens every 2 years. Washington Lee has a wonderful tradition, and we're very blessed to be able to bring 2 new boats in every 2 years. And we're going to name the boats, dedicate the names of the boats today. And my name is Dave Stigler. I'm representing the Booster Crew Booster Club. Just want to say who else is up here today. I'm going to start with some W&L folks. Derek, the head coach. We got George, head coach for the women. While we're doing shout-outs with Washington Lee, Dr. Greg Robertson, principal, is right here. And our IB coordinator, Chad, Mr. D. We also have some special people here too. Owen O'Donnell is here, class of 60, and Karen O'Donnell, his sister, class of 68. Okay, and we have another person up here. I want to, Laura, why don't you come up here? Laura Woodbury, Road. What class were you?
I was class of 1979.
79. Okay, great. Well, the fact that these people are standing beside me is a true testimony that the Washington Lee crew is just full of steeped with tradition and legacy. It's a wonderful thing, and that's really the essence of the boat naming ceremony. It's this tradition and legacy that goes on. And while we're talking about legacy, Washington Lee crew, we've got to mention Charlie Butt. If it weren't for Charlie Butt, we probably wouldn't be standing here. Charlie Butt is no doubt the father of Washington rowing in this area. He brought the crew team. He started coaching at Washington Lee in 1949 and coached for 41 years. In fact, he coached Owen as well as his brother Brian. And Charlie brought huge things to Washington Lee and took them big places. Besides just setting up the whole rowing scene in Washington, Charlie took Washington Lee to the Henley 6 times. And yeah, that deserves something. That's huge. For people who don't know what the Henley is is a channel in England. Clearly the most reverend place to row for the most prestigious cups in the world. Owen went twice with Charlie. His brother went twice as well. Once, I'm sorry. I had a chance to spend some time with Owen yesterday and hear about the stories about Charlie Butt, the Henley, and just the whole conversation was just magical. Wish people could hear that. I also heard that Owen and his brother Brian rowing on the river here at his boathouse, rowing for Washington Lee, was really one of the finest times of their lives. Something that they're just going to remember forever. It's because of that we're here today. And Owen and Karen did a fantastic job, a fundraising job, and raised significant money for one of the boats. And in return of that task, Washington Lee is naming one of the men's V8 boat, the Brian O'Donnell, class of 62. And as tradition has it, we're going to christen the boat. Before we do that, though, Owen wants to say a few words to the rowers. And rowers, listen up. You don't get a chance to hear someone like this talk to very often. So,
thank you, David. First, I want to introduce 2 of my brother's boatmates, Alan Anderson and Dan Waddell. You see those gentlemen here during the race, you ought to talk to them about what it was like to be at Henley in the summer of 1962. My brother and I rowed here 3 years, each of us, and a number of summers for the Potomac Boat Club. And we both considered it a truly significant part of our lives. And my brother especially really revered his opportunity to row here. And it was something that meant a lot to us, and it will mean a lot to you in ways that you may come to understand as you get old like I am. And I want to give you a couple of senses of what we're talking about. The first of which is that you have to really learn to synchronize all of your activities with everybody else in the boat. And that ability to be a part of something larger than yourself will ultimately help you in a lot of other areas of your life as you go on in the years. And the other thing that you're going to learn from this is persistence, because after all, when you row, you face backwards. And you don't really know where you're going, and you're not so sure where everybody else is, but you keep at it. And you keep at it, and you keep at it, and often you end up with a great result. And speaking of results, I want to tell you that between my brother and I, we had 6 national championships. And to add a little humor to this thing, the last thing you're going to learn is anger management. When the coxswain says, when he reaches 20, give me 4 more strokes, you know you want to kill him. Or her. Well, for us, it was a him. But when the race is over, you have to catch your breath, and then you have to get back to the dock. And by the time you get back to the dock, all you can do is throw them in the river if you win. So just remember, when you get angry, take a bunch of deep breaths and wait until you get back to the dock before you do anything. I would like to introduce my sister, who, unfortunately, because of timing, never got an opportunity to enjoy what my brother and I did at this boat club.
Thank you. It's just wonderful to see what women are doing today in rowing, and I just congratulate you. Keep it up, and echo the thoughts of my brother. I never had a chance. We got to go out in the Indian war canoe, but they wouldn't let us near. They wouldn't let us near these. So take advantage, enjoy, and have an awesome, awesome life.
Thank you. Okay, let's do the christening.
I do the whole thing?
Let's hope Brian gets back to Henley.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Karen's speech was really a good segue into our next boat dedication. It's the boat that the women's is using. And really, this is a 40th anniversary of the women's program at Washington Lee. 1975 it was started, 40 years ago. And that's pretty old. I think that's older than about half the crew mothers out there. Aren't you about 39? Oh, what's this? But and Laura is here. Yep. So because of the year started in 1975, the boat is named the Spirit of 75.
public speaker, but I did my share of it. I was booster president 2004 to 2006, so I did row 4 years. I was on the second team. If anybody's here from the girls' first team, 1975, please step down. But I don't know. Anyway, I also want to say a few things like Owen did. When you row, there will be times things will come up in your memory when you least expect it, and also things that you've learned being here and the memories you make. One of the things is how to push your body to that end degree. Girls, when you go to have your babies, you'll know what I mean. It's going to come in really handy. And also, this sport only goes on as we give back. So I tried to do my deal, giving back, being booster president, and you guys will go on, just like all the WNL alumni all around that region that are coaches and starting programs. You finish college, you do your turn and give back to the different teams. Come back to the Charlie Butt Regatta every year, and just you'll see old friends and see the shiny new boats they have and the long tradition, and you're a part of it now too. So that's about all I have to say.
Thank you, Laura. Spirit of 1975. Another WNL tradition, get the valve off. Well, in closing, anybody else want to say something over here? In closing, I just want to thank you, everyone that made this possible, that these two boats are sitting up here. The crew boosters, all the supporters, the alumni, all the tradition that's here, and of course the rowers and all the money they raised. Thank you very much. Great day for a regatta. Sun's not in our eyes. We believe we have lots of food left over, so we've got lots of races. I think Washington leaves about 4 or 5 more races left this afternoon. So.